having someone to make the choice for them.
Right. And also allowing someone having access. Ideally reproductive justice would mean you don't need health insurance in order to get access to a doula, or you don't need health insurance in order to see, OBGYN.
Right.
You are able to access these things that you need and for your reproductive health.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Do you work alongside like some of the hip hop community, like Nelly and JR and them, because they have influence, over the young folks. So do you kind of tap in with the music and
We have an event coming up in March that will be a collaboration with some artists in our community.
Okay.
But I think that we're very new to that, and that's something that I hope to usher in. Part of why I was excited about this interview, part of why I choose to operate the way that I operate is because I know hip hop and music and those things that are so a part of our culture.
The new world
right.
it's social
some people,
media.
They're never gonna go. They're not about to read a policy memo. They're not about to watch our public political meetings, but they will listen to an artist. They will watch an interview.
Yeah.
They will come to a concert. So
Right.
to me, good leadership is you meet people where they are, and it's so dire because we desperately need people to be thinking about who's making decisions for you and what decisions they're making. And if you're a good leader, you meet the people where they're at and you bring it to them.
Right. See, you're the new evolution of politics. You know what I'm saying? Because you're young, you're into hip hop, your culture, versus the older days when they didn't have that, to blend in with it. It was kind of like a mom and pops type of, like your daddy and your mama, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like, that's my big cousin, you know what I'm saying, type of feel.
Yeah, I think I have a lot more freedom too because people who came before me made sacrifices. I mean, if you're thinking about like, Mayor Jones, who's been in politics for a while, if you're thinking about, name any political leader in our community that is very progressive for the people, they had a different set of rules that they had to play by, because they were just trying to get into the seat. They were just trying to break the ceilings. The good thing about my generation is we can call on a mayor or a congresswoman or an older person, and that's not crazy. That's just an everyday occurrence because we're starting to have aligned leadership. But I think a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm able to do because of the sacrifices and the fights that people who came before me. So I try to remember that. Like, I'm able to branch out and try new things, and I think that's my job as a young person.
Yeah.
But I'm not naive that is because of sacrifices and work that have put in and a path that's been paved.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like you said, you can call the big dog, and then you can still go chill with the artists and get the young people's side. So that's having both sides of the game, and that's what you need. What would you say to a younger person coming in that wanted to be a community leader? What advice would you give him or her?
I think my first piece of advice is yourself. I think it is very dangerous if your best self is going to do your best work. And doing community work, there's really no off time. Your phone's going to ring all the time. You're going to get emails all the time. You're going to be out at brunch with your homegirls, and somebody's going to come up to you and talk to you about, hey, I had this issue with this thing at school. You're really no such thing as off. You're kind of always on. So I think you really have to do the work of, I encourage you to go to therapy. I go every 2 weeks. I think it's critical so that you have a safe space to get your thoughts out with somebody who's only interested in your wellness. Right. I love to go to the gym. If you follow me on social media, you'll see me walking on my little elliptical doing my thing.
Yeah, I seen you. Yes. I said, okay. Yeah.
Healthy coping mechanisms are really, really important in knowing what you need to fill up your spirit so that you can do this work and do it healthily and do it in a way that is long lasting. So that's my first piece of advice, is just take some time to figure out, your own self and what replenishes your spirit.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. Right, that's the hashtag. Yeah. That's the hashtag, and I'm very serious about it because it's how I'm able to keep going and do it sustainably. So I think that's the first piece of advice. And my second piece of advice, be coachable, get mentors. build relationships. Like, the great thing about being someone new in a space is you don't have to duplicate the mistakes of others. But if you don't build the relationships with people who have come before you, you won't know about, their errors, and you'll be making mistakes that you never had to make because they could have just told you all about it. Make sure that you're listening and you're open-minded. Make sure you don't think that you know everything. Again, being coachable. It doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you 100% of the times, but you want people to be
receptive to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
If I give her criticism, she's going to, I like to say, if you talk to me and you give me some notes, the next time we talk, you're going to see those notes applied. You're going to see at least some effort that I'm trying to improve on that I took that in. Or I'll respectfully tell you, like, okay, I just disagree with you there, but not in a way that's disrespectful. And I think that's really important, especially for new leaders. And building, get mentors, build relationships, intergenerational relationships are really, really important. And I think it will just make you better because you want the bar to get higher and higher. You want what people think a public servant can do in St. Louis in 20 years. If there's another black woman trying to do what I'm doing, I want her to be able to do more than I could ever even imagine. And that often comes because we built relationships with each other and we were coachable and we kept pushing and built together.
I think nowadays it is really hard for people to take constructive criticism. Like, people be in their feelings about the little, like, you say something and they just like, man, I ain't, and it's like, I'm not putting you down, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you my opinion based on what I see or,
really
my knowledge.
Be a public figure and do something like politics and not be open to criticism because everybody has an opinion. You literally belong to the people, you represent them, so everybody has an opinion. I think what you should do is ask for discernment. What I will say is I'm open to constructive criticism, but if you're a baker, I'm not looking for you to tell me how to build houses. I think the key is to take constructive criticism, but also you do have to be honest. You may be doing things that a lot of people can't advise you on because they've never done before. You should listen to them. You should be polite. You should take what works, but make sure that you also know, like, some people, especially we talked about being a visionary. Someone can only guide you so much on what you really only have the blueprint for in your head. So I think just that balance of be coachable, take advice, take constructive criticism, but also remember that everybody has an opinion and everything is not for you to internalize.
Right. Don't take so personal. Every little bitty thing. Yeah. Now, this is a question I normally ask everybody that come on the show. Love or loyalty? Choose one.
Loyalty.
Why you pick loyalty?
Love is a feeling. It can be fleeting. Ideally love is an action, but in today's world, it's not. I can love you and still betray you. I can love you and still tell your secrets. I can love you and still work against you. I can love you and still be doing things in the dark that are against your interests. Like, love, you can love somebody and still do these things. I can love you and still lie to you. Loyalty means that at the end of the day, you 10 toes down and you have a code of honor that you're not going to cross. So if I had to choose, and ideally I don't, but if I had to choose, I would choose loyalty.
That's dope. That's what's up. Well, I appreciate you for sitting down with us, Queen. We definitely gonna stay in tune. We definitely gonna come checking up on you, having some more, especially once you
y'all gotta come to City Hall.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely, man. I need them political connects. I need the big dogs. When I was younger, of course, you used to think like, man, I ain't messing with them political people. That's police stuff. But now I'm grown and mature. You like, man, I need to be able to call the mayor one night and say, hey, man, I need your help.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm the people's alderman, so I want everybody to feel like you can call me and you can reach out to me because I'm only doing this for us. And the moment what I'm doing doesn't benefit us, I'm going to do something else.
Yeah, all right, that's what's up. Well, y'all know what it is, Chop Talk TV.
Oh, wait, hold on.
We got?
Let me just... The elections are March 7th and April 4th. So wherever you live, especially if you're in the city of St. Louis, take the time to go look it up, do your information, go vote. In my race, there's 3 of us. So on March 7th, somebody will drop off. So it'll be me and someone else. And then April 4th, the top 2 of us will face off. And then also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Alisha Liberty. And you can also go to my website, sonierforstl.com.
Look at her. She was just in campaign mode. That quick. You hear me?
Stay ready, so you have to get ready.
Yeah. That's that media training. You know what I'm saying? I know all about that. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all know what it is. Chop Talk TV, man. Alisha Sonnier in the building, man. Big business. We ain't keeping no score. This ain't